Alright, and we are back against this Vanstrom Klause, which I may as well fast forward the fight just to speed things up a bit. And that, yeah. So, as far as the three little things he's got, because it's not terribly hard, but there are the three little attacks in that. One involving him staring into the darkness, and if you face against him, you deal massive damage, and reminds you a lot of that quest of the basilisks. Second one, indeed, with a blood orb, and that where if you touch it, you know, like it heals it over time. If you run to it, you get dealt a shit ton of damage, and if he touches it, he destroys it. Yeah, the idea is that you have to destroy it, but either you get hit by it or you lure him into it, and then he destroys himself. And finally, that little fucking blood vial and that, yeah, does a kamikaze acidic blast into you, you know, unless you deal a bit of range damage just to fuck it up. Yeah, actually it's not bad. You just kind of have to assume, you know, yeah, you have to assume that, you know, the stare darkness attack will happen every time, you know. Yep, like that. So, and then this starts off the second phase, which is actually not that hard, just doing lightning attacks and, you know, easy enough done. I think this ends up here, or not quite. One good little bash in the head. Oh no, it's one more after that. But it's like, god damn. Yeah, you see with that, it's just, holy fuck. Certainly quite the intense fight indeed, but yeah, down for the count, and indeed this is what started off the whole quest thing and that, you know. Last quest before the Grandmaster trio, and that one other quest that I'm saving for a particular nice occasion, you know, quest keep and all. Oh boy. God, sadistic indeed. You gotta love one of those. Crazy that, but yeah, and also there's a new, was it Vampire Sentinels and that? Basically, was it upgraded? I want to say, yeah, upgraded. Fuck, I forget the exact terminology. Yeah, yeah, upgraded Firewatch, and you know, and just this whole crazy shenanigans. Oh damn! But yeah, certainly is quite the fun indeed. There we go. Yeah, so as far as that's concerned, yes, certainly Sins of the Father. I have to say, as far as this quest and that, it's intriguing and that, you know. If I include this as part of the three Grandmaster quests, just which one I would say is the best, I don't know. This one gives the Song of the Elves a run for its money, and that's certainly a darker tone in that, but oh boy, crazy that, but yeah, at least it gives you not only access to the Vampire Sentinels, but also I believe the new Hail of Sepulture and that. Yep, Sins of the Father indeed. And yep, now we get back to, I believe, oh no, not that one, that's a bit too far ahead. Oh boy. Let's see, I believe it was about, yeah, there we go. And yep, there we go. So, back to where we were. And yep, so as far as, yeah, the reception, get back to the news again, yeah, the whole removal of the boss Slayer Master has left some people a bit miffed, but generally the vast majority of people are, if not happy, at least content that it's been looked into, you know, because you have to admit, it does make the whole boss task kind of redundant. Like, I will say, alright, I'll say this, had they balanced it in 3 stages. First one, it gives you the really shit ones, like Giant Mole, King Black Dragon, I don't know about Ober or the what's the other one? Pirate Fighter, and that, not entirely sure. And I don't know if you could even do it where, say, you can maybe get 5, 10, 15, 20, but you could just go in without the key. I don't know how that would work. And that, just other low tier boss ones like your deranged archaeologist and the chaos fanatic and that. But yeah, just the idea. Also, yeah, I just realised, yeah, actually, a bit fast forwarding here. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, I had a bit of a farce with that, but yeah, so indeed, the general principle seems to be that I would rather have it with the low tier bosses. You can just do straight, as soon as you get Fire King and access them, there you go, you've got access to them. Maybe that might include Dark Kings, but it's a bit iffy. And make it deliberately limited, so it's like, you want the shit bosses? Oh, fucking face, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you want the shit bosses? You know, only shit bosses? There you go. You want a little bit more than that? You gotta prove it. One of two ways. Either you prove yourself to be a Master Slayer, Night Slayer, and that gives you access to the mid-tier bosses. So things like Diana of Kings, Calfight Queen, Chaos Elemental, Scorpia. I don't know if I'd include Winter Toad. I feel like that doesn't really count as a PvM boss. What else? Sarachnis, yeah, Sarachnis too, and that, and just trying to think at the top of my head. Yeah, maybe, I don't know what includes Zalcano. Nah, probably not, because indeed it's a skeleton boss. But yeah, generally that kind of line of thinking, and that. And then to get to the rest of the bosses, like the Goa Dungeon bosses, the really hard worldy bosses, and Corporal Basin raids even, if you want to go down that route. You want to know how you prove it? Inferno Cape. Yes, I said it. Inferno Cape. Prove that you fucking earned it. And I know that's going to say, like, alright, well, that's too much. You're like, but think about it. You get a Fire Cape, you earn all that city stuff and that. What's to stop the Inferno Cape from having a little bit of a luxury? Like, it will, I guarantee you that's going to cause the Inferno Cape services to skyrocket. But if they say they're going to make one of the very few things they'll be monitoring is Inferno Capes, well, apparently that's debatable, because now even they're getting lax on that, but it would be a kind of way of, well, it rewards people for, it's not just, a slightly better cape, it's like, alright, see a Slayer Master? They fucking earned it, and they'll be fucking sure to do it. But I think what's happened is that they realised in the vast majority of cases they can't actually detect people. Like, it's not a case of, someone logs for a different IP and that, because I think TeamViewer seems to be kind of a common case, and they can't detect it from their clients, so it's more of a do it at your own risk kind of thing, because it could be scammed easily, and scammers will always leap onto these kind of opportunities. But yes, so certainly when it comes to Inferno Cape seems to be kind of a popular service, one of which I will never be taking, because I use the fucking vanilla client. That should be as much. I do not trust anything other than the absolute official stuff, and it's just not for me, and besides, I'm making decent progress, and I reckon on my 6th run, which will probably be sometime in the future, maybe, big question, maybe, well, we'll see how it goes and that, but yeah, indeed, we're back here at Ape Atoll, and certainly this is quite the iconic area indeed, and oh boy, you'll be seeing this place quite a bit, and run to Garker and the King Awowaji, I think. Yeah, Awowaji. Oh, fuck. The weird monkey name, essentially. Yeah, so indeed, as you'll no doubt see here, and that there's going to be a lot of exploration and new areas that's to be done. And I know there's one up coming ahead that's going to be a fucking bitch, and I'm definitely fast one through it. It's the agility area. A bit notorious, but after... there was one part of the guide... fuck. There was one part of the guide that rather confused me, but I'll get onto that near the time, and that, because obviously right now, as you see here, we are indeed learning about, this whole thing about Woji, and just, god damn. the whole thing about questing and that, it's crazy stuff indeed, but also what I'll say on that front is that it's its own kind of rewarding experience, and that, generally speaking, and that, I find that when it comes to doing these sort of quests and that, obviously, I know there's a bit of contention regarding the upcoming Novus quest with a piece of porcupine or some shit. It is a Novus quest, it's fucking easy. But it's for new players, it serves its purpose, it's an introductory quest to Slayer, showing what is the perks, because I'll admit, I was like that myself, I just didn't want to fucking bother training it, because at the end of the day, I found that of all the skills I wanted to train, Hunter was the fucking worst, and Slayer was just behind it. I think Hunter just thought, I just didn't see any appeal in it, and Slayer was like, what's the point? You train a skill to kill different monsters. What I didn't realise, those monsters were actually way more profitable. At least I think so. I'm not entirely sure. That's one thing I can never confirm. Old school Runescape, certainly. Once you get to, I think 45 or 50 in that, you start off with the mutated bloodfills, which is alright money. I think 55. And then 10 levels later, you get, Dust Devils, decent money, melee wise. And then you get to 70, Cuirass, better money at range or melee. And then Skill Wyverns at 72, and it's like, oh, now you're getting the good money. And then 3 levels after that, Gargoyles, it's a good melee money maker, and just, holy fuck, it just goes up from there. It's that kind of thing, starting from 75, you also get access to the Slayer bosses, which is also kind of some are money makers, others are just bragging rights, good pets, or just that one really nice unique. Alright, so, yeah, this one here. Fuck this. I am fast forwarding it. Yes, hurry up. Yeah, so, essentially, yeah, this area here is, you get 2 paths. There's one you have to brute force your way through a melee bit, and fuck that. The other one I did the agility one for, and yeah, this is where you get those manacle monkeys that, get you the good barraging experience in that. You don't have to complete the whole quest as well, I don't think. And you just have to reach this point, and then, yep, that's you able to barrage away and, get huge amounts of mana experience. Ironically enough, I think that's pish, because, yeah, you're just able to, get the whole experience this way, like doing teletabs as I did. And I have not 1 ounce of regret. Not one. It was slow, 35, 40, 45, maybe best 50k an hour. But it was relaxing. I still made some alright money, it was, I think around 400k an hour, but it's an assumption that you invest, say, 2 mil to make, say, 3.5, 4 mil, and then every hour you get 400k of that. So spend 2 mil to get 4 mil, it takes 10 hours. That kind of way, so it's not really a money maker, but, getting the experience was what made it quite worthwhile. So it was that kind of way, so not really 400k an hour, but it kind of felt like it. It's probably like 200k an hour if even that, but I got a lot of my experience, and, as I say, I'm indeed quite happy about, what I managed to do and all that. But yeah, just this whole thing in that. Yeah, indeed, you might have caught a split second of the guide there. Yeah, indeed, I am referring to a guide and that, because yet again, fuck doing this blind, it's, I think it's just the fact that I want that reassurance that I was doing the right thing, rather than, just kind of stumbling around, as some tend to, when you do this sort of thing, you want to know, am I doing this right? Also, yeah, I feel like the agility, despite having a decent 86 agility, it's not a terrible level, but yeah, apparently it's not great either. It's, well, as I said, I didn't get too many failures in that, thankfully, but holy fuck. So, I suppose while I was continuing to roam this unusual canyon and that sorts, yeah, so I may as well get into the other one, and that, yeah, so, what's it? Yeah, so, there's a particularly damning thread, I believe, I want to say, yeah, this was on Reddit, and I was going to say official forums because it said, oh, thread. No, it's not that kind of thing, no. But essentially, yeah, there was this one thread in particular that really highlighted the game triggered problems with old school RuneScape and that, you know, with a like an absurdly high amount of was it in-game and Discord advertisements. Where you've probably heard of this already, but it's to do with paying to do quests, bosses, skill train, that kind of sort. You know, yeah, it is quite bad. I've got to say, just in general, the whole idea that it's I want to get on with something in that. There's this rule called account sharing where you're not allowed to based on what the website says and that, but the Jagex moderators, on the other hand, have not been forthcoming about this, to be, precise in that. Like, basically, they say, alright, we have this rule here, so you're not to share any accounts at all, and, that is that. And that also, indeed, already having reached, and that, yep, getting that. Alright, I suppose I'll carry on the news and that a little bit. Yeah, because it doesn't take me that long, and I thought it would have took me a good 40 minutes plus. Oh, it took me about maybe 20, 25. So that was not too shabby. Also, yeah, indeed. Crook, indeed. Also forgetting the monkey armlet, because I forgot. And had to equip it. Yeah, some of these bosses and that, like, the protection prayers don't actually work fully, and that, like, that's the kind of idea where they do something like RuneScape 3 where the protection prayers aren't useless, but they will still want to kind of make you have some sort of damage, and this is their way of kind of doing it where you'll protect like 80% or 90% of the damage, but you'll still get a bit of damage, and if you don't, you get huge amounts of damage, kind of like with the Nightmare of Ashihama kind of thing, and some of the quest bosses here, borrow that, so you're not cheesing it, and that, And speaking of cheesing, yeah, here we go right here, we are about to cheese the ever-living fuck out Crook. I probably didn't need it myself, but I just thought, fuck it, if I've got the strategy available, I may as well copy, and yeah, here we go. So, getting back to my news for a bit, yeah, the whole problem with the advertisement things, like the account sharing rules, not clear at all. It's the fact that, this is, it's bad enough for its own that, alright, you just kind of advertise, it's like, people do their own risk kind of thing, it's like, probably not a lot of people would, but what seems to give it some sort of level of, not so much authority, but authenticity, is the fact that a couple of the Jagex mods, I think one of those Mod Husky in that, has been suspected, also damn indeed. Yeah, corpse of Crook, slain dishonourably. Less of a samurai, more of a ninja indeed, just like himself. And yeah, this is the whole, I'll have to skip through this one as well, because indeed, fuck the tunnel that you have to go through to get a gree, fusion kind of thing. Like, fuck that. Unless, I don't know if I recorded the whole thing, I'm going to check. I'm not entirely sure, I think I skipped. I'm going to go on an assumption that I think I skipped it. Yeah, nah. So, yeah, you essentially see here, also yes, a barrage kind of, no, that's not a barrage, it's a, yeah, red chin chompa kind of chinning method, to get a huge amount of range experience. And that, and oh boy. It is quite a good method here, but again, I just trained mine through Skeletal Wyverns, and boy, it was quite the good money maker indeed. Also, damn, that getting damage indeed is like bloody ridiculous. But yeah, you also notice I've been using staminas, and that is something that I have no shame using, especially with all my spares I got from Ziliana, and also may as well use at least a few of them up. But yeah, Zook Knack indeed. So, also yeah, there's a little badge thing that I dropped out. Indeed, almost immediately drop again right after, because that's not really of any use in that. So yeah, as far as the whole shenanigans, I mean, this isn't the longest part, there is one that's coming up ahead, and it is indeed, yeah, kinda, it should remind some of that troll part when you're getting the grotweed, and I want to say, oh, so that Crook transformation, nice one indeed, but yeah, certainly it will remind one of those trying to get grotweed in that, in the Trollheim place. And just, man. But it's way more fucking extensive, like, quite hard at that, but I mean, if you're careful and just really properly take your time, then it's not so bad. But I hear it was quite chaotic when people were doing the quest the first day or two, because there was dozens, not hundreds, no, I wouldn't say hundreds, I'd say around 100 people at any given time during the first day, and there was like so many people going through it. It was fucking chaotic. And that, you know, let's just say I've very few things I've done on like day one practically. I've not got that mentality. I'd rather just wait a week, 2 or a few months, you know. So oh dear. Yeah, see here, indeed, the Ep.152 business and that, you know, and catching up with Glow again, like, god damn. Fun. So, alright, now they've returned to the new once more. God damn. Alright, so, I suppose just to finish up, the whole problem is that there's been a couple of months where I've been suspected of having connections, you know, to this Discord channel via having a sort of an official presence, and you know, they've got high ranks and that, they casually chat and that. And you would think, you know, being official members, like, I know my work and that, you've got to have a, it's not about integrity, well, it is kind of about integrity, more so about being impartial and that, you know, you've got to try and not have any kind of bias and that, and you joining a channel that has some, not all, but some, and it's one of its little corner bits, some shady activity, and you staying on that channel, not like, you know, alright, we will threaten to do this or that unless you disapprove or you get rid of it. No, they're just like chatting, you know, even joking about it, so it's like, yeah, it's a bit suspect and that, you know, a bit unusual. And this would be fine, it's just one moderator, but no, I think there's actually, was this one too, but there's at least 2 that's confirmed. And the other one being Mod Curse, and that, who's a lesser known mod, but I think he's relatively newish. So make with that as you will. And you know, just this whole fucking farce, you know, with people selling services, including, I think there was one that's actually like, yeah, getting a max game or something. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I suppose we'll end it here and we'll see this fight and see how it goes with Kefe. Indeed, Ogre General, indeed. Yeah. Ah, boy. Yeah, the monkeys and that. Oh, fuck. Well, so. I suppose we can see what happens in the next video. Oh, well. Tell it, folks.